Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. We're just going to go through a couple of the top items. U.S. crop conditions and Derecho event was predicted that it could happen. Strong winds, just wondering how much damage there was. So just here, we're looking at the corn, good to excellent, right on trade estimates. A week ago it was at 74, so it's dropped 1 point. Soybeans, good to excellent at 70%, which improved like 3 points over last week. And the next notable would be the spring wheat, and it's good to excellent at 49%, so it's dropped off 3 points. And I guess the point to note there that the USDA is still predicting that it's going to be similar yield as last year, and yet the crop tour last week actually had it off by 5 points. So of note here, what's probably the biggest thing on the corn here is you can see that there's been some drops, and obviously that has pulled us down. The key the I states are still doing really well with 80, Iowa 87, 86, crop conditions. That's what's holding this. The crop conditions from not failing, and that's what's predicting that or holding the market actually to have a good crop or bigger yields. Same thing with soybeans. Crop conditions did slip. There's a few more red here. The other notable news is the U.S.-China resumed talks in Stockholm to ease tariff hostilities, and it sounds like there might be another extension, but will be a meeting with Trump and Chinese President Xi is quite likely. So, or at least that's what's being talked about in the news. So that's somewhat favorable. So just have a look at this derecho and what's happening. There's a persistent weather issues that are going across the northern plains and into the corn belt, basically. And you can see our dryness up here. Here's BAM weather. They measured some at 92 miles per hour. Now, is that going to be enough to do enough damage? It's very possible. Your Storm Prediction Center had that kind of mapped out as well. Here's just a build of winds, and this is past, not future, or future but not past. So you can see they're still going to get up to 45 miles per hour, and some a little bit higher. Your heat index is still a bit of a bullseye there over the corn area. You've got the active radar still gonna you're still adding some more rain, and I'm still gonna say that there's still gonna be more rain is not gonna hurt these crops, that's for sure. Here's a bit of a look forward. Now you can see that it keeps building these systems, as I pointed out in that first graphic there in that area. Here's your forecast total, and it's still adding moisture in that area again. Your European Union or European AI model actually has a bit of a bullseye here in the prairies where there's no moisture. And you can say the same thing on the GFS. It kind of builds with a bit of a deficit in the middle here. But what I can say is when you see this here, looks like maybe some of those fires might get put out in northern Saskatchewan and Manitoba. That's causing all the smoke in the air here. Here's just a bit of a soil moisture map. Now, what will it take to grow a good crop? Is there just-in-time rains? You can just where that arrow is. That's where all the black soil zone is, and the best holding capacity for water. So now, more rain would make bigger yields for sure. So there's probably going to be a lower yields just because of this. Here's a just a count of consecutive days of precipitation below 0.5 of a millimeter, and you can see that it's in the northern Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Just a quick look at the prices here. The market is basically flat on canola, and we're down some on wheat. That's a major highlight. So you can see canola is down a little wee bit, but we're following that channel and not wanting to get through the top end. So trading it right at some of those very short-term moving averages, and yet you can look at the European rapeseed. It's actually broke through that channel 2 days consecutive, and trading lower still. The differential price between the rapeseed and the canola, priced in Canadian dollars, sitting right at 75. So fair market value is probably equal at this point. The support for all of the canola where the price is today is basically because of this soybean oil, and it still continues to kind of grind higher here, and yet the soybean futures themselves has had a pretty red consecutive days where it just keeps on going down lower, and now all the moving averages are above this. Meal, we have to go all the way back to 2016 since the last time we saw these values on the soybean meal futures, so not supportive for the meal at all. Crude palm oil still going up in this fairly dished kind of format here. Canadian dollar, it's falling apart here as well. It looks like it's going to break through my channel. It's not, and these channels are not meant to, hey, take action, but it is kind of grinding, making lower lows here and lower highs. Canadian or the U.S. dollar on the other side is actually trying to make higher highs here. Let's have a quick look at wheat. Your spring wheat been on the slide for a few weeks now, and looks like we're going to approach the lows that we made back in May. Here's your Kansas, getting close to lows that we just made a few weeks back. Same thing with your Chicago, and looks like we're going to try to get to the same kind of lows on the corn as well. And that's all I have for you today.